here's a fun story about holding space. About a decade ago, I was invited by a woman in our community to go over to her parents' house to offer a healing to her father, who was in the final stages of terminal illness. And when I got there and I walked in, he was a little confused, wondering who I was and why I was there. And he began to share with him, I'm a spiritual minister, and your daughter asked me to come over. And his eyes perked up at the word minister. And so he shared that he has a PhD in theology, and he right away started to ask me about my beliefs in God. And as I started to share my interfaith and my beliefs, he immediately cut me off before I got far into it and said, that means you're the devil, if that's what you believe God is. And I froze in place and went into a little bit of internal panic. What am I doing here? He doesn't want me here. He doesn't believe in interfaith spirituality, energy healing. But having my ministerial teachings, I knew just to ground in, and I began to ask him questions. So I asked him to share about his theology background, his beliefs in God, and it just turned into this lovely conversation of me witnessing who he is as a soul. I let go of all of my beliefs, my reasons for being there, and just sat with this man heart to heart and truly got to know what was on his heart in these final days of his life. And it was so beautiful. And I left. I didn't give him any sort of energy healing, but it was the exact perfect experience for what he needed and for what I needed. And the next day, his daughter called me and said, wow, that must have been some healing. What did you do? My mom said he's the best he's been in weeks. And I shared that I did nothing other than listen to him, see him for who he is, be in compassion and heart to heart with him. And I invited her to do the same as his child. That's what he wanted more than anything on a soul level, was to be seen just as he is. And I know that it helped their family moving forward. It was such a beautiful experience. And that is the power of holding space, letting go of your beliefs, letting go of trying to fix anyone else, and letting them be exactly who they are, as they are.